What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode 11 of the Lead Poison live stream. I, as always, am your host, Kenny Calderon, aka Wild Dates Ken. Tonight, we're going to get into the first sketch card of the show, sketch card commission, rather, of the show. And this one is. This was going to be a character from the Sentai series in Japan. So this is going to be kind of interesting, right? So I have my preliminary lines drafted down. I know you can't see it because my lines are blue, but we're going to go through the full sketch card tonight. Sketch cards typically don't take me very long, but we're going to go through the full process tonight. Just let me get my vibes going real quick. Get the vibes going while everybody pops in. The vibras. So, really quick, as a friendly reminder, if you are interested in any commission work, all right, I am open for commissions, small commissions, right? Now, by small commissions, I mean, like 9x12s, 11x17s, right? Nothing that's like a huge undertaking, right? Because I am currently on a couple of different book projects at the moment, so I can't jump into anything that's like it's going to be too big, right? So smaller commissions, I'll be able to do that, like some fan art, totally, sketch cards for sure. Now, if you guys are on YouTube and you're in my YouTube audience, if you go to the description, there's a link that takes you to my store. Via my store, you can commission me, right? There's several commission options there for 9x12s, 11x17s, I think 11x14 sketch cards, oversized sketch cards, all types of stuff, right? For the sketch cards, color is included. For the larger pieces, color is, I think, like $20 extra, right? But yeah, check out the link. Hit me up. And if you're interested in having your commission done live on an episode of Lead Poison, by all means, let me know. We'll get that squared away for you. Right. So once again, I want to welcome everyone popping in right now. You guys are coming in from my Twitch audience, my YouTube audience, and also from Facebook. So really quick, today is March 10th. I want to send a very, very special birthday shout out to my mom, Mama Inks. All right. Today's her birthday. So birthday shout out to you, Mom. I love you very, very much. So let's get into it. Yeah. It is Mama birthday Zing. See. Let's go here. All right. So for this sketch card, I'm just gonna drop in my clean pencils. This is gonna be painted. So we're gonna do the paints live as well. I'm usually able to knock these out in about an hour or so. So we're gonna do the inks after the pencils are in. Now this is from the uh, Gozu Sentai. I think it's like the Galaxy Sentai series, right in Japan. Excuse me. I think this character's name is Gozyuwolf. He's got this cool like wolf wolf mask. I saw some I saw some footage of the character in action, and he looked actually pretty interesting. Right? 'Cause in comparison to what we got here in the states with the Power Rangers, right, and like the American actors, I think it hits a little different. You know, when we're seeing the like the Sentai series as it was originally intended, with the Japanese actors, you know, doing all the morphs and uh, fight sequences and such. He's got a lot of little nuances that are in his helmet. I'm just gonna pull up my reference really quick. The really the most intricate part of this character is the glove or gauntlet that he wears. For the most part, everything else is pretty brand for Sentai series. Chris, how's it going, buddy? Doing something a little different today. Little different. A little, a little trim there. That's gonna do to the rest of the gold plate. Right, shoulder beat, a little shoulder pad, shoulder plating. Little wolf ears kind of etched into the helmet. I think the overall design of this character is really cool. The first time I was introduced to these the current like Sentai. Well, I'm not sure if they're current, but maybe current after like Mighty Morphin. You know, I kind of fell out of the Sentai studio. It feels a bit off. Okay, face there. Really, right. It's going to be black. Actually, I can pull the opening of each part of the back a bit more. There we go. Much better. So now it's the really complicated part, or not complicated, but more intricate part, right? Which is the glove, right, with the dagger. So it's like it's almost like a LED going down the middle of the fingers, right? And there's a segment. Then it's the knuckles. And this breaks up into like a silver metallic. And then there's chunks of gold off to the side. We get the rest of the knuckle here. So then we got knuckles and these segments for each finger, going all the way down to the pinky, right? So shout out to everybody popping in, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. We do this every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is Red Poison live stream, and this is the first sketch card that I'm doing for that poison. Speaking of sketch cards, I'm sorry, I'm like I need some water in a bit. Speaking of sketch cards, this weekend for my stream with Will Playden, we're going to be doing some sketch cards, branded sketch cards, right? So this is obviously mine, right? We got the Wild Wings logo in the corner there, and then the branding in the back, and the signature. Will's got his branded ones as well. So if you follow my Instagram, I will be putting out a poll to see what it is that Will and I will be painting on the cards. Right now, for anyone that participates and follows the respective accounts, they'll be given a discount on the sale of the card. So it would be a great opportunity to get some original artwork. Picking that up, we have gold starting to this way. This stuff will be back here. Now let's confirm. And so that's all black. Black, black. Shoulder's going to be raised. And we'll do a little glare right here for the blade. All right. So pencils are in. I hit it with a little bit of a kneaded eraser to get it prepped for the paint. Paint's going. Water. see. Mix this out. First cups of water. And sponge and the brushes. All right. So for this particular piece, I'm going to start with the background first, and because he's got so many like bright, bold colors in the outfit, I'm going to go with something cold for the background. Let's try the background right in. Start with this sky blue. Get a little more water on that brush. Add a bit more white into the blue. We'll soften it out a little bit. A bit more of that in there. So the little background color kind of like sets our tone a little bit for how I want to push things forward. Here. Now we can start dropping colors into Gozyuwolf's helmet. And now let's start with yellow. Once again, I want to thank everybody for popping in on the stream. Hoping you guys are off to a great start to your book week. If you guys are in the Miami area or will be in the Miami area, Saturday, March 22nd, I will be at Hero Heights. We're at the Miami Airport Convention Center. We're at the DoubleTree, the Mac, from 10 o'clock to 6. So if you guys are in the area, pull up on me. We'll have a bunch of goodies on me. And as always, I will be taking live commissions. The Hero Hype in Miami, herohype.com. Should give you all the info on the show. think the cover is like maybe $12. So it's very inexpensive. 1 day show. Come through, hang out. A little bit more of yellow in there. I kept busy sketching this week. Imperial Scout Trooper, Trooper Palpatine, Kilo Lore, and Imperial Royal Guard. Nice. Nice. Send me those. I'd like to see what you came up with. It's important that you gotta keep those muscles sharp. Very important. All right, so that's going to be a darker red. Let's grab, actually, no, let's grab this orange. Get a bit of this orange. Swipe this orange up a little. Let's start with an orange base. There we go. Now the shoulder pads are also red, so we're gonna hit that with a little bit of an orange base as well. And then go over it with the deeper red. I like to start with either a yellow or an orange whenever I'm going to do like a red surface. Because it's a better big block. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Like the only trick I'm encountering with this character is obviously one I'm unfamiliar with it, right? Because this is like part of a Sentai series that only airs in Japan. Um, the design is really dope. Like the client that commissioned it, he sent me some footage from the show, and like this character does like he, I think he fights like using Muay Thai or like Salat, and like I was really impressed with some of the fight sequences that he shows up in the show itself. So like Salat and Muay Thai are like one of my two of my favorite like martial arts like to watch. It's just so brutal and feels like really really grounded. Now let's start dropping some red. So this will be where we start to see the true shape in the helmet here, right? With the way I apply this red, right? Because the red paint is going to blend in with the orange, so that as we progress away from the front of the helmet, we're going to see that shape language start to take effect. Get a little more water on the brush. Get a little back here. A little more water on the brush to make up more of that red. I didn't put any orange in here, so you'll see that red is going to register a bit darker in those segments just above the visor. Well, just hit the shoulders a bit. Now, this little layer of red isn't going to finalize it. We're still going to add a little bit to it, little more layers to it. We're going to hit it with a bit of brown, just so that we can get some nice depth in that red. Like so. All right, let's get the other shoulder. All the blank areas that are going to be that are on like the body itself are going to be black. All right, and then the blade that's on the gauntlet is like blue, but it's almost like a sapphire. And then the segments in between the gold, that's going to be metallic. So actually, let's get some of this, bit of this blue, bit of this black, a little bit of this white. We get a little bit of a gunmetal gray going, like a cool gray. So, okay. Now let's mix a bit of that sapphire. All right, let's look at the sapphire color again. It's a bit of this blue. Some water. Bit of this blue. Some white. The middle bright. And there might be it right there. did come out a little dark, but that's fine. I want it that dark. So that we can add some whites to it. Play around with some depth. And then we're going to top it off with some ink for the polish. Allow some of the line art, get some of the white ink in there as well. Glares. Should be blue down here. With the sky blue. Very much like that. Yeah. All right. All the way down. All right. So now I'm going to jump over into just adding some accents to the gold, into the red. There we go. Now the gauntlet here has like ridges to where it looks like a animal paw. So here, I'll get us some accents with the gold. Now the ridge that goes down. Get some of that shape language in there. The helmet. Alright, that should do it. Yep. All right. Now we're going to switch over to the brown. And we could do the same for the reds. We'll start really dark to the center of the chest. Get some shape language for the shoulder color. All right. I think that'll do it. A little bit of that on the helmet here. A little bit around the mouthpiece. Bam. Some of those browns and the gold in there. Right? So we get some of the browns effect. So add some of those same little accents over to a glove. Right. Nice terminal lines in here. Okay. Let's get that little fold in there. Boom. Okay. So now, I think now we can drop in some of the black and finish off with the pen nib with some for some line art to kind of keep it nice and crisp. So let's grab the. I got you, Chris. I'll check it out as soon as I'm done on the stream. So drop in. We'll start right in here inside the visor. I'm gonna be really careful because I don't want to push too much black into the trim. I don't want to keep it nice and neat in the segment. All right. Now, where is my blending brush? There is the brush for the blending. All right. Ah, there it is. Good, good, good. Let me get this right up on the edge. All right. But use this blending brush to get a softer lens on the visor. So we get that nice glare effect with the semi-wet ink. Boom. Now I'm using a pencil pocket brush simply because the ink in this brush stays wet for a considerable amount of time. It doesn't dry out real fast. So it's great for creating those soft lens effects that I like doing with a lot of the artwork that I get commissioned to do. So, like for example, right in here, there's another softer effect here. Just so that I can pull more black out. also gives me a nice sort of like curve effect. So I missed a little red spot there, but we'll be back to that. Once again, shout out to you guys, right? My YouTube audience, Facebook, Twitch, for popping in on the stream. Working on a very unique Super Sentai character tonight, Gozyuwolf. Right, first time I've ever actually. I think is it first time? This is probably my what I'd say third Sentai Sentai character. I mean, like this is obviously a Japanese deep cut because I don't think the show airs here in the states. But I've like gotten permission to do like the Green Ranger a bunch of times. Right? Like even in when I was in Puerto Rico Comic Con, I did a couple of those actually. One of my clients here commissioned one of those, the Green Ranger. So to do the Green Ranger, shout out to ADF, may rest in peace, and his family. Right. Green Ranger is always fun to do. So now we're gonna start dropping in the line art. Let me get my quill ready. Make sure that it's flowing tonight. Get a bit more water in there. All right, now we're good. We'll just center it a bit so that we get all the angles that I need here. Okay. Those segments are tricky. A lot of little segments in the gauntlet here. Just bear with me, guys, if I get a little too quiet. Bear with me, guys. Once again, I appreciate you guys popping in on the stream. You know, whether you're coming from YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, it's the weekly Monday night Lead Poison live stream. We do this every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Right? All the pieces that I do on Lead Poison are commissioned artwork. That really depends. You know, sometimes I do. Sometimes I do paint over it. Um, but because like in this particular case, um, because I got like this a lot of little intricate segments in this glove, I decided not to go over with that because I felt like the corner would be too big. But if there's nothing in that corner, you know, I'll paint over it. I'll paint over it because it's gray enough to where I don't lose it. But if I got like some black lines that have to go into that area of the card, you know, I'll just avoid it. You know, I kind of play it by ear depending on like what's best for the actual like artwork itself. You know, so like if there isn't anything like important that's gonna go by like any of the trade dressing or special markings on like say a sketch card or a sketch cover, I'll paint over it. But if I feel like it'll look too busy, you know, I'll leave it be. It just really depends. You know, a lot of the stuff is improv, Chris. I don't think ahead too much. Right? And then let's move into the helmet. Got a little red. There we go. And then with the dips on. All right. So far, so good. Just down, just down. Press that down. I need to be mindful of my pressure. So that I don't get too heavy of a run rate. Sorry, masking off the colors to give the logo. Yeah, that's one approach. I've seen, a lot of guys use that same approach, sort of mask it off. um, I'd like to start doing that. You know what I mean? I feel like it probably like saved me a lot of headache trying to like maneuver around anything printed. But, I typically just kind of jump in there and go. Uh, Sometimes, again, depending on the piece, right? If I can incorporate the logo in there in like some creative way, I will. It's not a very common practice of mine to mask the printed stuff. Um, for the most part, I've been pretty good at sort of like avoiding those key areas. It's sort of like ingrained in me, like from all the cover work that I've done. To sort of like avoid certain areas or be mindful of the space that I'm working with. So, mm, yeah, I'm gonna pack a little more red in there. Um, Got these clear etchings on the helmet. Okay. Let's get a little small bits of hatching marks in some of these more shaded areas. Let's commence the lip. Now let's drop a little bit more color in there. Soften some of the ink. Yeah, I've been there, dude. I've totally been there. I've had I've had situations where I've been on a live and like not necessarily tear the paper, but I'll have too much ink on the nib, and like the nib will just drop a huge glob of uh of ink right smack in the middle of the artwork, and I have to like then go in and like mask it and like go through the hoops of like covering it up. But I've been pretty successful at it because a lot of the works that that uh that I've done that have gone through that, like you can't even tell. Like like a small piece of me has to kind of like remind myself, oh hey, this is that piece that like I screwed up on, and you know what I'm saying? Like I did a pretty decent job at covering it up. So all I'm doing here is just kind of blending in some darker reds, right? Now we got a little water. I can make up a bit of purple. Oh no, that's terrible, dude. That's terrible. So, funny story. I was working on a sketch cover commission. Uh, this was years ago, man. I think my son is 12 now. He had to have been like maybe 2, 3 years old. I was working on this like sketch cover commission, and I didn't have like a studio set up. I wasn't like working out of a studio anywhere, so I was like just working at home, so it would mainly be like a section out of the living room that I would just kind of like take over and sort of like monopolize with like art materials and stuff. And I wouldn't put stuff away, I would just kind of leave it out there so I can come back to it. So one night, man, like my son, who has always seen me like drawing and working on stuff, decides that he wants to help me, quote unquote, help, right? And he takes the graphic pen from a set of microns that I was using, and he literally scribbled all over this Old Man Logan piece that I was doing. The client had commissioned an Old Man Logan, but like with this really long, sort of like Gandalf beard, right? And the image that I drew was like Wolverine, sort of like uh, walking towards the viewer, right, with green Hulk bloodstains on his claws, but the victims were, I don't know if you've read Old Man Logan. The victims were like the Hulk's like offspring, right? So I had a bunch of bodies like laid out in the grass and so forth, and it looked like it was like a farm, or like a ranch, to kind of coincide with the story of Old Man Logan. And my son like just went to town, and like his mom like didn't notice it until like it was already too late, and she was, oh, your dad's gonna be mad, you know and I was able to mask it, without having to drop any whites in it. Instead I just got creative with how I shaded it, to the point where like the client couldn't even tell it was messed up. I told him after the fact, but you know um he was like, "Man, you did an amazing job, man. I can't even tell. If you wouldn't have said anything to me, I wouldn't have known." Well, I like to be transparent with everybody. So yeah, dude, like those mishaps are gonna happen. They're going to happen. I've like spilled like a quarter bottle of ink on a cover that I was working on. Man, like, and it's not um it's just that general carelessness. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not setting out to ruin the artwork, or no one's like trying to sabotage you or anything. It's just you know crap like that tends to happen. But that's where you get creative on how you're gonna fix it. And I think that's how a real artist like earns his stripes. You know, by like making do with what you got to get creative and like fix the artwork. And in some cases, after the fix, like I feel like the work comes out better because it's like now it's almost like you're going back a few steps and you're catching stuff that you didn't catch the first time around. So it's like you're able to correct some stuff or like just polish some stuff off to where it looks a little better. A little bit of this purple in here, just so I can get some nice, relatively warm shadows. Put those in there as well. So we'll get some purples up here. There, 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 here. Get a little more water on the brush. Right in here. All right. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add another layer of blue to this background. So it feels a bit more robust. Bit more robust. I'm gonna finish it off with a bit of black, so we could get a nice high contrasting glare off of the blade. This, I've had that with printing stuff. Sometimes you just have to remain with the brush. Absolutely, absolutely. I think I was on one of my whatnot streams where I was painting a commissioned, I think it was a Constantine. It was a commissioned Constantine card, and yeah, dude, like the nib didn't agree with me that day, and dropped a crazy glob of ink on like a quarter of Constantine's face, and I was almost done. I was like 94% of the way done, you know, and like I like panicked. But that's what I did, man. I whipped out the white ink, I covered up the troubled area, I smoothed it out so that it was nice and flush. Because like white ink, a lot like black ink, it's not like whiteout, but it does dry relatively matte, and I was able to basically redraw the face that got covered up, and then drop my colors back in, you know. And honestly, I think it like came out a little better the second time around, you know. So I think that's what Bob Ross was talking about with happy accident. I don't know for sure, but you know, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Man, I really, really love having discovered this old makeup brush and how it gives me the soft lens look with inks. So now, actually, I missed a spot of red. Let's get that. Just a little spot of red here. Let's pour a little more red in there. Okay. Let's I'm gonna erase a little bit of pencil in that one spot. Just kind of get a little bit of that. And now I'll clean my blending brush just a little bit so that we can start adding some nice whites. All right. So I'm gonna add some white here, there. Get some spots in the clothes. Drop a little bit there. So we can drag it out. Off the side there. A little more white here. see, let's put some areas on the field here. More little nuances. Little accents will make all the difference. Go. Put the stop just a bit more. That deeper blue in the center there. Some small shadow accents to pull out some extra terminals. All right. I think that'll do it, ladies and gents. Boom. Gozyuwolf of the Sentai series. I believe it's from the Galaxy series. It airs in Japan, and I think he's one of the more popular characters from the show. Hey, there he is. There he is. We're almost done. Just got to give it the final touch, the final two touches. Final two touches before we call it. All right. First, we'll sign it in the front. All right. So you got it there, official. And then we're gonna give you the metallic signature in the back. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. First sketch card done on the Lead Poison live stream. Once again, I want to thank everybody that tuned in tonight. We do this every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We broadcast live on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. So I want to thank everybody from all those platforms that popped in tonight. I'll see you guys next Monday. If you're in the YouTube stream, if you check the description, you'll see links to how you can also commission me for some artwork. Go to my store. I got plenty of options there. And, it includes pricing for shipping and so on and so forth. Uh, I got, tons of options there. I have sketch cards, oversized sketch cards, 11 by 17s. I do sketch cover commissions, and I also do custom work, right? So if there's something that you don't see offered up in the store, you can always, ask me about doing something custom for you, and I'll price you out, you know, in a very fair way. I'm very reasonable. Anyone who's worked with me prior knows that I'm very, very reasonable. All right. So yeah, uh, tune in next week. I'll have something different on the docket, and make sure that you guys give me a follow on Instagram, Wildings10, as you see it on the bottom of the screen there. All right. So on that note, I appreciate you guys. I'll see you next Monday. Peace.